good to go.
All right, hey, told you we'll be back. I told you we got a special guest today. We got Mr. Logan Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas.
And he has a paint body shop.
Slick's Paint Shop.
Slick's Paint Shop, but it's up in the city. Roanoke?
Rome area.
Rome area, okay.
Yeah, North Fort Worth.
And so we met over at, man, I'm drawing the blank. Paint. Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah,
And so we was collecting, I was getting out the product for the truck that we have built. Y'all know about the truck build that we have. And he came up, what vehicle did you have on your rig there? Y'all had something. Like a truck.
Oh, the 57 Chevy truck.
Okay.
Yeah, taking it to San Blas.
And so I saw that truck and we started talking and I was telling him about the kids and he was like, man, hey, great project and wanted to come on and see how they can help out. But hey, sorry for the late start. You know, we was over here at the juvenile center this morning. We were doing some training with our kids and so again, I appreciate the late start. We're just getting started today. But yeah, we're at Streetside Classic Caffeine and Community Day. And before we get started, let me take this off real quick. I got a special shout out to a young man over at Freeman Toyota. I'm wearing their shirt this time. Thank you. And so, Freeman Toyota, Mr. Steve Curry, I want to say thank you. Mr. Curry donated a vehicle, and then Toyota came and donated a vehicle. And we're matching these vehicles to do a giveaway to a homeless family over at Union Gospel Mission. And so, hey, I just want to thank Freeman Toyota, Steve Curry, for having a heart for our community. Those two vehicles are getting put together, and they have the kids over at ODY. Mr. Watts, he's already yanked out the motor, the trans. They're hammering out. We're hopefully going to be giving this vehicle away along with revealing the truck in March 29th. Okay. So these kids are putting in work. Yeah. They are actually putting in work. So kudos to them out there in Fort Worth ISD. The CTE program, it's a great program. You know, one of the things that we noticed, and that's why we exist here, is for our kids to get trades.
Yeah.
You know, they need to learn how to work with their hands.
Yeah.
All right, so now with that started, you're a young man.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to turn towards Slicks.
Yeah.
All right, give me some information on Slicks. How were you started? How did you grow up loving cars?
Well, it's quite a long story, really.
You got time.
Yeah,
You got time.
we got an hour.
Yeah, come on.
So when I was a kid, my grandfather enjoyed Model A, the original, mostly stock Model A.
Okay.
And he's part of the Fort Worth Model A club, and so I grew up in the back of the Model A, driving all over the place. And we do different things, go all over the place to different cities in Texas, and we had 2 or 3 big trips a year with, that club, and meet up with other clubs, and so I just grew up in it.
Okay.
And I knew then that I really enjoyed the cars, and at first it was just the original Model A's, that's all I knew.
Now, when you say y'all traveling city to city, are y'all trailering it?
Now we were driving.
Y'all actually driving these cars city. Now I'm thinking, okay, Model A's, are we just going to Hearst, Bedford,
No, we're
or we
going
going to Forest Hill, or we going
No, we're
long
going
distance?
I've driven one to Canada before.
Model A.
Yeah.
Modified.
That
Are
one
they-
is slightly.
Okay.
Original platform, performance parts,
Okay, now I'm with you.
overdrive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some make it down the road.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what I grew up doing. And then as I got into my late teens, early 20s, I was like, well, these are cool. They have their place, but I want to do the more custom side of things. At that point, I was turning towards sheet metal work and doing custom sheet metal work. And I took a few classes, went to work for a guy doing it for a little while. And it didn't work out with me at that job. I decided to leave. And actually, I became at that point, well, let me back up. When I graduated high school, the day I graduated, I went to go work in a body shop. Anderson Paint Body in East Fort Worth. They've been there for close to 50 years.
East side.
East side.
East side.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're over right across the street from Texas Wesleyan College.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Yes,
Yeah, Hollywood.
They've been there since, I think it was 77, 76, 77.
Okay.
And anyways, went to work there right out of high school. Had no training at all in body work. Worked there doing grunt work. At first it was sweeping floors, cleaning tires.
Getting your hands dirty, man.
Yeah.
Getting your hands dirty.
Yeah. Just looking. I knew I wanted to learn it. Even at 14, 15 years old, I wanted to learn how to build a car. Mechanics, for me, mechanical was easy. I had no training aspect in the bodywork, and that's where the art form was.
Now you say the mechanic part was easy, so is this easy because you working with Grandpa? He's teaching you these
No,
things? How did you get the mechanic easy part? It just came to you naturally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was one of those kids that, my parents say when I was 2 years old, I was asking my dad about toilet work,
Okay.
So I was always taking stuff apart, putting it back together as a kid.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I'm a great mechanic, but I can figure it out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But anyways, so when I graduated high school, I was like, I want to learn this other side of it. Started doing that. Left there to go to welding school. Then did sheet metal fabrication. Had a job doing that for a little while. After I left that job, I ended up becoming a CP manager.
So you in a school district?
I was.
The CT. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I worked for I won't give the name of it, but I worked for a local school district.
Okay.
In the mid-cities.
Okay.
And at the time they had an auto body program. And I was 23 when I got hired on there. And I was a teacher of auto body as well as fabrication classes.
That's everything.
Yeah. And did that for, I believe it was 4 years. And COVID happened.
Okay.
And I saw the writing on the wall as to what was going to happen with school districts during that time frame. And I'm not a technology person. I can't teach auto body over a computer.
Yes, sir.
And I was kind of already, at that time, I'd already slowly started my business on the side. I had one employee that was working full time, and I'd come in at nights and weekends and do the, yeah. And as soon as I said, what, I'm going to venture out and see what happens. Because I know I won't be happy teaching school in that type of climate.
Right.
Over the computer. And yeah.
It's a little difficult, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so then I started Slicks, and that was, we're coming up on close to 5 years ago.
Jumped out there and started doing your own thing. We say things like the writing on the wall, or opportunity, the door opened, God presents something to you when you step out there. Now, we all know stepping out there is not an easy deal. What were some of your challenges? What were some of your fears? Because, sitting here, hindsight, it's all easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't easy.
It'll give us, because you got some young men and young ladies out here, maybe not even in the painting body, but they're thinking about starting something or doing something. Tell us some challenges, some things that you've overcome.
First thing you got to do is make sure you have, obviously, enough business to feed yourself.
Okay.
Let's see, I was 26, I guess, when I started it.
Okay.
I think I went full time when I turned 27.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, anyways.
Right.
Well, I spent that time from high school to then doing side work for people.
Okay.
And while I was teaching, obviously we're doing customer cars. Well, I would do the cars that I wanted to do.
Okay.
And when I say the cars I want to do, it was old cars, because then I could break that car apart and give 2 kids one panel, 2 kids another panel, keep everybody working on the same project.
Right.
But having their own piece of it, kept everybody working. Well, anyways, doing those cars, I got to finish projects that could show what I. Now the kids were doing it, the paint with me, and I was coaching them along on how to get it there.
Right.
So anyway, I built up a nice collection of cars I had done under the school's name, but really represented what I could do. Through that, I was able to market and get more customers. And long story short, or very long, however you want to say it, I took 10 years roughly to build up clientele to where I knew I wasn't going to go hungry.
Right. You gotta keep the lights on, man.
I'm sure you've heard the saying, some weeks it's the chicken, some weeks you're eating the feathers.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta know how to prepare both.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, I dig it.
There's still weeks where you're just, you're wondering how you're going to make it.
Yeah.
But it works out. As long as you're honest, as long as you got good customers,
Right.
you can weed out the bad ones pretty quick.
Exactly. So you stepped out there, you slowly was building your clientele. We know that, with the chicken scenario, sometimes you eat chicken, sometimes you eat feathers. I always say like, the lights are out, but they're flickering, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, trust me, I've been there with you on that, and, but once again, as you mentioned, good customers. I say good customers, but you also gotta have good product.
Yes.
You're putting out good product, they're seeing it, they're seeing what you're doing. So let's dive into your best vehicle. I'm gonna take this two ways, like your favorite car, which is muscle car, truck, and whatnot. And also, what happened in your favorite that you pushed out to you?
I'm gonna be honest. Well, I probably have a favorite. It's a 1954 Chevy. Started out with my business, but anyways, it was chopped, and we brought it back from the bed. It's actually a Peterson museum right now.
Tell me about Peterson.
It's a prestige automotive in California. They're doing a lowrider exhibit for a year, and he got asked to bring his car out there.
And that's your product.
Yeah.
See, that right there, that's what customers want to see. If your product is somewhere in a museum for a year in California, they're showing that you're putting out this.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like every car we do, I feel like we as a team get a little bit better, a little bit tighter, a little bit, my employees, I don't hire just anybody. I hire people with a passion that want to do this. My longest employee is one of my former students. And I always said, one of the reasons I taught school, other than I did actually like teaching it. I feel like my mom was the people when I was growing up. So
in
it's
your
the
DNA,
family.
yeah. In your DNA.
But I always said, when I was teaching school, I was probably training some of my future employees. So I knew that's something I was doing. And so my longest running employee, Chandler McAllen, trained him. I think he started with me when he was 15. He's almost 24 now. Yeah. He either is 24 or he's about to turn 25, I think. Yeah. It's been a while.
That's your partner, you know what I'm saying?
He's the little brother I never had.
There you go.
And, but I can trust him to do anything. I give him the keys to my safe, and I know everything's great.
All the blueprints, all your creations are in there, So, it being your best product out there in California at the museum, now you have a vehicle, you sit back, like, man, I could have tweaked that. I could have done this. The customization is crazy.
That's what every car, when you get to a certain point, you're just like, I could have done that little thing, but at the end of it, you're the only person that sees it. Because you stare at this car for 2,000 hours. We're about to take, I think, 4, possibly 5 cars out to the Grand National Road Trail in February. That's in Pomona, California. And that'll be, I went there 3 years ago. I'm like, dang, it would be cool if I had that one car here.
Exactly.
And now, and I say it's definitely 4, possibly 5. We're still finishing 2 of them. A 1954 Plymouth, and then doing a 1932 Ford Cruiser Coupe. That it's both fully custom. They're both going to hit very different. They're completely different cars. They're going to be completely different areas of the show. They're both going to hit very hard.
And you are representing pretty hard. I mean, I'm seeing the California Museum. Now going back out there taking 3 or 5 cars. I mean, you're doing that's
like I said,
huge.
It is. And when you're going through it day to day, you don't realize kind of what you're doing. But when you sit back and kind of like conversations like this, it's like, wow, okay, we are kind of
slick. You're doing some
because
things.
sometimes it's like, again, you stare at a car for 2,000 hours and you're like, where's the payoff? Emotionally, mentally, and but then when it comes to this kind of stuff, you take 4 cars to California, one's already there. It's like, okay.
Hey guys, just a reminder, hey, we're out here at Streetside Classic for our classic caffeine and community. Today we have the owner of Slick's Paint Shop, Mr. Logan. and we're out here just talking about the startup of Slick's Paint Shop, how he likes teaching. He just talked to us about how his mom was a teacher. So Miss Douglas, I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Miss Douglas, so what did she teach?
She was an elementary school teacher. She was gifted and talented. This was called gifted and talented. Some they call it Excel program, where they pull kids out of class and do brain stimulating activities. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like elementary STEM almost.
Right. So now you know that the teaching is, in your nature. You ask school, you're teaching these students. What did you see in some of these students? Give us a technique or a strategy that you know a student. Because we deal with a lot of kids, and we see that they're talented. But they just run from it.
They don't see it.
Yeah. Tell me somehow you have that happen.
So, I'll be honest, some of my best students were the worst. And I don't mean that to sound bad.
Right.
But I had kids that wouldn't show up for any other class but mine. And, they would literally walk 2-3 miles to school just come to my class so they get a ride home, And I'm not saying that's the greatest thing you can do, because that's just the honest truth.
Right.
The creative kids, the ones that had a lot of extracurricular activities, they could relate to the hard work. The kids that, and it's the opposite end of the spectrum, right? I would have, every once in a while, I'd have AB honor roll kids in my class. And I think they would take it to understand it. Not that they were necessarily going to go apply it. Right. But I think they just kind of were curious.
And that's kind of the same thing with us, working with the juvenile kids, working with the prison release kids, we have students and be honorable. And we end up, like, why are you in here? Well, they a simple mistake. Something that they didn't think through, but they didn't realize the consequences. But they're smart, they're brilliant, you know what I mean? And the little juvenile service, we tell them, it's not going to hinder you if you continue to do the great work, And so I understand when you say you got kids from both sides of the spectrum. You got the ones that are creative, the ones that can use their hands, then you got the ones that, even painting bodies, you still got to use your mind. I didn't realize how much math went along with building cars. Until I started in the last 2 years, start building this truck. They doing all this calculation. I'm sitting there like, I might have should have paid more attention to school. I should have paid more attention to school because I did not have a clue. So like I said, we deal with Mr. Shorty. He came and spoke with our students one time, and I just hats off to all paint bodies. I mean, because you have to respect the work. Even the kids that's doing the work right now, I respect them because they're doing work I still can do. They're doing this translation, they put these motors together. I can do it. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I love automotive. I like the pretty shiny stuff out here in the showroom, what I'm saying? But I am learning to get the knowledge of it. So that's why one of our automotive programs that we're going to be we're teaching is the basics. Everybody should know the basics, right? Change tires, all change, white foot, all of this stuff.
There's a great word, that kind of stuff.
So, and this part about it is that you might not be able to do it, but if you know it, you're not getting ripped off.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if the brakes is pulling to the right, guess what? It might not be that right side, it's the issue. It might be the other side, or vice versa. You're steering, anything like that, So I've been learning, I've always tinkered with some things, I was more electronics, stereo, putting the house speakers in the back window type of guy, But that was my type of thing. But now, this is taking me further than I ever expected. And the next thing is, I want to get into the paint body part. As I mentioned Mr. Shorty, I went out there one day, and I'm looking at it, I was itching to do it. He's like, nope, because it's y'all's customers. This is like you said, this is how you eat. He's like, no, you can't play with it. And so I told myself, I said, well, I'm going to find me some metal, and I'm going to give me a little kit. I'm going to make it just to start knowing.
Start on a fender. That's what we would do in school was I'd give the kids a fender.
Okay.
Put it in and then knock it out. Okay. Now you got it to an acceptable spot. Now fill it. Now spot prime it. Now, working through that. students kind of succeed the best in my class was creative ones. Body work and paint is his art form. You're literally sculpting panels. Like you might have the most beautiful panel you could ever want. You still need the layer filler over it to get it perfect. You're sculpting it to make it like needed. When we do show cars, we rondo from one end to the other, the whole entire car. And it's not that we're not building it up super thick, we're just making it flow from one end to the other. So when you go from the headlights to the taillights, they're in the way. It's just perfect flow all the way through. And that takes years and years of practice.
I tell you what, y'all do a great job. I mean, even on TV shows or Meet the Moxie or Bear Jackson, if I find one, I'm stopping just to look at it. And you catch yourself. Well, I caught myself when I started looking more into the details to see, and then they'll say, "Oh, this was built by so and so," and then I start looking at the lines, and everything. Start saying what you're saying about from the front bumper to the rear bumper, making sure everything's right. And like if I could go out here or go somewhere with my wife or a friend, and point this out like, no, look at this right here, say, like I said, I'm getting better.
Well, and that's the difference. If you're going to be a business owner, marketability, there is the $10,000 tank job, there's the $20,000, the $30,000, the $40,000, there's the $80,000, there's the $150,000 tank job, there's $200,000 tank job. So that's when,
And I don't know, Mr. Alfaro at 419G, he's our paint body. He's one land of paint down for us, Sherman Williams. We want to special thank Sherman Williams for helping us out with our project with the truck build, Young World Changers, 419G. It was needed. They stepped up.
They are a great company. I've only ever bought 13, almost 14 years now. That's the only place I will do business with, unless it needs special items they don't have. If we're working on a car that has a certain paint, and I just need a little bit to fix it or whatever. I already know the paint goes at this store, I'll buy a little bit over here. The only place I ever order from is Sherwin-Williams, the one that was for my work and everything. For Grand Prairie, made in the training center.
Over in Grand Prairie. That's how I got connected with the training center. I was truck driving and went by there and I saw them. And so, but yeah, hopefully in 2025 we will be doing a podcast there, doing the mixing and all that. So I have to invite you out.
I know Gunner. It's been a while since I've seen him. I called him a few weeks ago, and it's like we never hung up the phone, had a deal.
Right.
But Gunner that runs that facility over there,
well, man, like I said, at first when we first started, he was like, "You're working with kids," and we had, it's always a chain of command, that you got to go through, And once we figured out that, and I was sending them the updates, and they started, sending the updates, and then we got to the paint. I saw his eyes get a little bit, they laid the glue down. Oh man, I wish I'll have to show it to you on the phone, but they laid this glue down, and man, that glue was good, man. I was like, wow. And like I said, these kids are doing this work, man. It's some great things. And even another sponsor, LMC, who helps out with our scholarships, especially. Thank you to y'all. But y'all can go to our website, tftcommunity.org. Take a look at our sponsors. They have helped us a lot in this project. We do have our show coming up in March 29th. We're going to be at Billy Bob, so we're going to, I know.
I'll be there.
Exactly. You bring all these cars to California, right here in Fort Wayne, we got to have our own car show. Special thanks to Streetside Classic, once again, who's helping us get out there. We will have our flyers made, hopefully about another week. We're going to have early registration coming up. And so, again, revealing the truck, the C10, and also hopefully having the donation vehicle for Union Gospel done by then. Fingers crossed on that one. But I tell you what, Mr. Logan, it's been a pleasure. I know that we talked about your favorite vehicle that you sprayed, that you body work that you have out there in California now. But what about your personal? Now, because what I've seen that every owner got their own personal cars to stockpile. How many do you have?
I think we're either at 7 or 8 now. think two run.
Okay.
One needs a set of tires to make it. They accidentally melted it off one day.
Yeah, Texas heat, man. Texas heat, right? Texas heat. You know what I'm saying? So I got you.
But I think it's either 7 or 8. But my favorite's always going to be the Model A I'm here for my grandpa. 1931 Ford Coupe.
We gotta get that out there. Even I don't know what shape it's in, but just to sit there and talk about Grandpa.
Yeah.
Now, is Grandpa still with us?
No.
Okay. All right. So we definitely got to get that. So that's the number one.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that was the one melting tires, but
No.
Okay. Which one is melting the tires?
It's like a 2017 Roadster pickup, rat rod kind of. I'm in the process of trading some work to pay it off, but it's a little home built car that got a Mopar big block in it. It way more power than what it weighs,
Right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to have 3 vehicles that we're working on. We have a C10, we have a 2010 Lincoln Town Car, and we have a kit car. It's like a 1950s MG Midget.
I know.
A little kid car. So what we want to do is we want to show the kids a variety of shows. We want to go to the variety. You're not just dealing with trucks. You're dealing with the Mercury, the town car. We turn into a lowrider. Hey, special thank you to Mr. Sean Lucas out there. So when we had our car shows out here, he's like, man, we don't have a lowrider class.
I can get some lowriders.
And so we're going to have lowriders out there. So we're going to definitely have that class. And then we're going to also, my first cars that I got into classic cars was MG Midgets.
Okay.
And so we used to party in them, go flying by diesels, touching, just doing stupid stuff, right? What we don't say now.
Too dangerous.
Exactly. I mean, don't do that. But that's how I got into the classic cars. My mom had a '67 Mustang, and so that is like, I do a '68 right now. A convertible, let my patch blow in the wind. I got a little patch up there. So, but that's how I got into the cars, and but those are the ones that we're going to try to represent out here and teach our kids. That's going to be our little collection. So at any time when there's a big British car, we're going to take the kit car. There's a lowrider show, we're going to take the Lincoln, and then the truck is going to go.
All over.
Be able to hit that. And so, but we will be representing the organization. So, Mr. Lucas, hey, when we have ours out here for Wealthy Work at the stockyards, we will have the lowrider club. So I want to see all your boys come on out, and the ladies. I apologize for that. So we will have a lowrider club. As we saw Mad Dog walk in the shop. Mad Dog is here at Street Side Classic, so we know they got like 300 or 400. You know about them, so hopefully we'll get a half of their cars out there. So we want to say thank you to them guys. Even Christian Classic Cruisers, they have their show. I went to one of theirs years ago, and it got me kind of hooked when I saw that membership there. We went to one, and it was like, man, over in Birdville, and I was like, I started getting into it. And I was like, how can I do a show? And they were like, oh, you just got to make flyers and do a show. I had 3 cars at my first show, you know what I'm saying? And so, but now, along to help the Street Side Classic, we're hosting one stockyard. Billy Bob. Who would ever thought that?
There isn't a better venue than Billy Bob.
Man, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. We're going to be there. It's going to be our first annual. Come on out. Like I said, we're going to have the flyers come up pretty soon. Again, we wouldn't be here sitting here if it wasn't for an organization like yours who appreciate working with kids. I don't have kids of my own. Do you have any kids? So you're in the same boat, but we love kids. You know what I mean? So people ask me, you got kids? I say, no, but I have 300 kids. They're not my own.
That's what I used to say. My students would ask, do you have any kids? I got about 80 of y'all.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We pour into them like they're our own. We love them like our own. We care for them like we're our own. That's the same way that, how I grew up. I look back, and we're going to have a show one day. That old saying, it takes a village to raise a kid, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to have my aunts and everybody, my stepmom, and do a show, because I know I was a handful. You know what I mean? And so, but this was the final product of out here trying to serve in the community. You know what I mean? So same thing with you. I'm pretty sure you have some mentors coming up. So is there one that stands out?
Oh yeah, my old boss, David Anderton.
Okay.
He's since passed, but he's a great human being. One of the greatest human beings I've ever met. Had amazing patience until he didn't.
Right.
But no, he was. He took me in. You know, as soon as I turned 18, not knowing anything about what we were doing, and he just threw me to the wolves and made sure I don't know how to say it, but
man.
he
I know you have to say it with the shop.
yeah, he made sure I knew how not to do something, because when I did it, it was known that was the wrong way to do it.
Right.
And I may do it 3 more times just like it, not realizing what I was doing. But he had patience along with me to make sure I got to where I wanted to be. And without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And you know, that's the number one that really sticks out.
I mean, that's what it's about. You know, I'm 52 years old. I still have mentors. You're never too old for a mentor. You know what I mean? And so, but it's also our responsibility to be mentors for other people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To give some knowledge to them. You know, because that's how it works. There's not one person on this earth that knows everything now. You know, and
if they do, they're lying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got my employees. They're younger than me. They haven't been doing it as long as me.
Right.
Sometimes they'll show me something. I'm like, oh, yeah.
They pick something up somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Good for you. You know, you're paying attention.
All right. So tell us. Now we've been talking about Slick's Paint Shop. Tell social media, website. How can you get in contact?
Instagram is the number one thing I use.
Okay.
We have a Facebook account. I never use it.
Okay.
I don't know.
And is it just Slick's Paint Shop?
Slick's Paint Shop.
Okay, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Website, I don't think we have one anymore because I'm not a tech person.
Right.
I had someone set it up and it was there for a while and
Till it wasn't.
And I realized I kind of don't need it.
Right.
You know, we're busy without it. When I had the website, I was getting calls more of like, hey, will you paint a bicycle? Will you paint my 2003 Honda Accord? And it's not that there's anything wrong with doing that.
Right.
That's just not what I do.
Right.
And so I kind of realized if I just kept the Instagram going and the Facebook kind of halfway alive,
custom.
then that's more of the phone calls I would get.
Exactly. Well, man, it's been a pleasure. I know it was a rainy. It's a beautiful day out here. I love the rain. I take the rain, you know, because we always know when it rains, the sun's going to come out eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how you got to look at things. But I do want to thank you for coming out. And so, 1 second here, you know, Mr. Denise. She always likes to give our guests their t-shirts here. Again, I always say special thanks to Streetside Classic for allowing us to come out every 4th Saturday. And I have a special guest today. We have Mr. Logan with Slick's Paint Shop. And check him out on Instagram, Slick's Paint Shop on Instagram. And you'll see all his cars. And you're going to see him out there on March 29th at Billy Bob's over here in Fort Worth.
We'll bring some. I'll try to get a crew out there.
Okay.
But
now, I do have one ask.
Yeah.
I need a special award.
Okay.
Can you make it something for a good one? You'll judge the body?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Y'all heard it. It's our judge. So with car shows, and I know we about to end up for the balance, so we went down a rabbit hole. Give me 1 second. We want some judges for specialize in their craft. You know, you put your body, you can customization, and so we can do that. I think people will be more appreciative of the award, knowing that it came from somebody like yourself. You see what I'm saying? All right, so hey, I just want to clarify that. I will be reaching out to other paint shops because we want it to be meaningful when they come out to, you know, it's a lot of good shows. I'm drawing a blank out there in Keller. Connors, you know, Connors show, you know, they give out some great awards, but they get some great vehicles. You know, people saying, man, you talk about other car shows. Yes, because they're doing great things in the community. They got a good purpose.
Connors and Alex something or other, they're both in the same spot there in Keller.
At the seat,
from what I can remember, I might be wrong.
Yeah,
but
they doing great stuff.
Yeah, it's great foundation, great purpose, great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what, you know, what we're trying to follow. We didn't create, you know, car shows. We didn't create none of this crap. But we see what they're doing out here. We see that, hey, we have a need. We know the car community is there for people. If you get in there and you have good cause, they see that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, we're show our scholarships, we show our kids. We actually we're going to be reviewing the truck that they built. Man, just thank you to the car community. Thank you for organizations, the car club like Mad Dog. It's a bunch of the Dodges, the Chevys, the Mopar guys. Man, thank y'all for what y'all doing. Thank y'all for the passion that y'all giving. And also, when you go to car shows and you see the kids tagging along, and that's what it's about. Man. You know what I mean? Seeing the kids fall in love with these cars. So, but hey, man, I really appreciate it.
Well, I got one more thing to say. Many of the kids that are in the high school programs or even the college programs, I just hired a kid. I just hired him 8 months ago, probably.
Okay.
He did the TSTC down in Waco program.
Okay.
But anybody that's in those programs, the only way to succeed in this industry, whether it's the collision industry, the custom industry, whatever, is just having passion. Okay. If you don't have passion for what you do, you're never going to push yourself to learn.
Okay. So with that said, can we tell some of our students that there's a possibility of maybe summer intern?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Okay, possibility. Okay.
With the understanding that if they show up and they don't perform, they're going to get let go.
That's anywhere, right?
Yeah,
that's anywhere.
This is the real world.
Yeah.
I will say my little opinion on the public school system is that they have taught these kids how to skate by.
Right.
By doing the bare minimum, and it hasn't done them justice when it comes to being an adult.
Exactly.
So, if you're going to succeed in whatever you do, no matter if it's paint, body, accounting, whatever, you got to be willing to put in the work. They're not going to get to you.
Right.
You know, I've had people work for me that all they want to do is play on their phone, or or they show up 20 minutes late. I even had them show up on time and sit in their truck in the parking lot and be 10, 15 minutes late because they just didn't want to come in.
And let you know that that's not the passion.
Exactly. He didn't work there very long.
Right on.
So, work is inevitable. You might as well give it your best.
Exactly.
Because if you give it your best, then you're going to be rewarded for it. If you're working it the right way.
Exactly.
You will know whether or not your boss appreciates you.
Okay.
And if he doesn't, then you can go find the next place. But anyways, the passion is the greatest thing that leads this industry. Because you can either make, if you're doing body work, paint body work, you can make as little money as you want or as much money as you want. It depends on your drive and your passion.
Exactly.
And with passion, you will learn the skill and to get yourself where you need to be.
And so I was sitting here thinking, you saying you make as much money from one spectrum to another spectrum. So with you owning your own shop, how did you become Slicks?
Okay.
Give us the name real quick.
Okay, I figured that question was going to come. So I started shaving my head when I was real young, and my grandpa just started calling me Slick. You know, every time I pick up the phone, and then as I started putting out more paint jobs, people would be like, "Oh, it's pretty slick, and then kind of.
I gotcha.
And then, like I said, we were kind of doing underground work for about a year, and I knew I was quitting the teaching gig, and so I sat down with Chandler was with me at the time, and one of my best friends was kind of working in his off time, I don't know what he was doing other than being comedic relief there, but anyways, I sat him down, I was like, look, we got to come up with a name for this. I said, I don't want it to be, Douglas Paint Body, I don't want it to be, so we just came up with a list real quick, and everybody agreed on that one, and I said, okay, let's go for it.
It is.
Yep.
All right, man, great name, man. I'm not gonna be slick because I'm gonna keep my patch until it falls off, right? But yeah, man, thank you again for coming out. We look forward to it. And now, I know I keep saying we're gonna end, but I wanted to come back to the shop.
Yep.
Let's say what I saw was a full build. Do y'all do other modifications besides without a full build?
We do spot repairs like collision work, but we do collision work on full cars.
Right, not
if you got a little spot that you're not happy with, I'll tell you if it's worth fixing or not. I'm never going to charge. if it's a spot that I'm like, hey, the fix is worse than the cause,
Exactly.
we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Learn to live with it.
Right.
Because there's some cars that literally there's no paint edge to stop painting on.
Okay.
You know, if they're all molded, this and that. Like I got one car out there that I was so nervous when painting. It's 41 Buick owned by Jake Christmas. That's one of the ones that we're going to take to Grand Nationals. Everything was molded. Rockers, fenders, quarters, you know, everything was, and I was like, man, if this messes up, there's nowhere to break it. The only thing we got to paint separately was the doors and the trunk hood.
Okay.
Everything else in the hood, everything else was on it.
Yeah.
And that was a little nerve-wracking.
Hey, you need a challenge here now and then, man. Keep on your game.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll do modern collision repair every once in a while for friends.
Okay.
You know, like next week I'm going to do a bedside on the 2021 Tundra.
Okay.
Because my neighbor across the way from me at the business complex, his dad got in an accident. He asked me, he's like, I looked at the estimate and it was
right on.
It was right on, and I was like, yeah, we'll do that. Actually, that's where I'm going after this. Part of it.
But man, I might have to come out there. I want some a personal car. I wasn't even wear a hat because you matched the shirt today, Jaguar. I'm thinking about throwing the doors up, the silver doors, you know. So you know, with our organization, we're small. You know, they tell us, man, you have to get out there and start, you know, getting funding for it. You know, and they like, you got to start dressing the part. You know, all my suits are too tight because I don't wear suits. So I got to get the clothes. And then I like, man, the cars that these ballers are balling in, you know, and that's the only thing I have. I'm like, you know what, I got to do something with this car. Just say, I don't even know what year it is. I want to say 2007 or 97. It's an older Jag that's been sitting there. And I'm like, you know what, I can throw some logos on it, make it look kind of like a race car thing, throw the doors up. Bam, there it is, you know what I'm saying? Now we rolling like this with them, you know. And so, man, it's like you can, like you said, it's endless. You know, endless possibilities. So, and we have a long time. Since we're talking about it, I just want to dive in. We got some land donated to us over in Eastside Ford. Okay. And so we're building like a little headquarters, a community garden. It's going to have a spot or a barn or shed. Middlebrook. 20 Middlebrook. And then left down there, maybe 2 miles off of Middlebrook, and it's a residential lot, but we're planning for a community garden, community project there. And so we're going to be able to hopefully grow that, and our kids can come learn, and you know, at least with the oil change, we want to work with single moms, help them out, you know what I'm saying, with small repairs. So one of our sponsors, donors, AutoZone, they give us a lot of light bulbs, they give us windshield wipers, you know, just all the ends things that we can go help and put on people's cars, and you know, just stuff like that.
Yeah, any little bit helps.
Exactly. You know, you see, I'm getting to be an elder myself, but you see elders, you know, we got some stuff to put on their windshield wipers. Anything like that, man, it's our job to do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And,
they're taking care of us, it's time to take care of them.
Exactly. And so that's what we do. I'm so excited about getting this project. The city just, I got the email yesterday saying that it's plotted and zoned, we're ready to go. So thumbs up, thank the individuals who donated that. We know God opened that door for us. We're just gonna push that event, that project forward. You know, it'll be pretty exciting. So over there, we're gonna be doing gardening work. We're gonna be farming fish, showing the kids how to farm fish because it's a creek that runs in the middle of the property. So we're gonna be throwing fish down there, teaching them something. You know what I'm saying? So y'all stay tuned for Wealthy Works. We have a lot of stuff planned for 2025, and man, it starts with good partnership like this, which leads to that. Hey, thank you again. Thank you for coming out. Y'all enjoy your day. Like I said, it's raining now, but the sun is going to come out. Go to Dunkin' Donuts, get you some coffee, get you some tea, some hot chocolate. Hey, or just stay in the house. You know?
Yeah, it's a Saturday. Stay in bed if you want to.
Exactly. Hey, we want to thank you again for Streetside Classic, Caffeine Classic, and Community.
See you next year.
See you. How about that? See you next year. Thank you. All right. See you next year. Yeah, think about that. We are at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's fun.
Man, we have to come out to the come out to the shop
Yeah.
and do the
Definitely.
one. We're gonna take a picture of him and Mr. Nish.
Sure.
You see the office? Oh, yeah, no, sir. You can put that in plastic.
Oh.
Now you take it home. I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll stay in
Thank you
touch,
very much.
man.